Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue. We are live and on the air. Once again, backed by popular demand, it's time for the AREG net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group for Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in Hamilton, Ontario, at the western tip of Lake Ontario. And this is week 1707 for the AREG, being on the air consecutively once a week. And we meet here every Wednesday from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on 146.430 megahertz simplex, FM simplex. And since this is a simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. So I also live stream this net on YouTube, so people who tune in will be able to hear stations that they can't hear on their radio, hear how they sound on the air, see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type my call into the YouTube search bar. Again, it's VA3CJZ. That's my YouTube channel, and look for us under the live button. Or if you want to look for tonight's title, it is AREG Week 1707. And so finally, I'd like to congratulate all the newly licensed amateurs and welcome you to the hobby. And also, amateurs returning from an absence from the hobby, welcome back. Finally, I'd like to ask everyone to please leave a 1 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. And with that, do we have any time sensitive, one and done, in and out, or any mobile priority stations? Please come now.
V3RUB.
VE3RUB, Jack, and good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, Chuck. A little bit tired. Been painting for the last few days in the daughter's bedroom, so just took a break now to get on the radio for a little bit and sit back and have a coffee and see what's new and exciting. How you been?
Oh gosh, I've been so busy with doctor's appointments and this and that. And then they got the damn census. I got my final warning in the mail today, so I better fill that out tomorrow morning or later tonight. Back to you. And then I got to cut the grass too.
No, never a dull moment, right? Yeah, I think the wife was doing all that a couple weeks ago. But I don't think we got a warning letter yet that I know of. But yeah, it's all good. I won't hold it there, Chuck. I'm just check in real quick. I'm just going to be scan the band a little bit. I'm sure a lot of people. I hear somebody locally here on Simplex talking. I'm not sure if they can hear you guys or not. Where there's a net on here, so maybe they could kindly cue us wide to a different frequency while this net's going on. But anyway, I'll let you go, Chuck, and 7-3, and we'll chat later. VA3CJZ from VE3RUB in Mississauga. I'll be clear. 7-3 for now.
Okay, Jack, thank you so much for checking in. Please say hi to the gang for me on 490, and I'll try and drop in there when I can. Thanks again, buddy. And let's see. I think we do have a little bit of an induction going on once again, and that repeater in Pennsylvania, which is, I don't know why they picked a simplex for setting up a repeater, but yeah, what's their call sign again? Geez, I forget now. Anyways, but yeah, they're breaking my squelch as well. So we'll just, I don't think we're interfering with them, and they're not really interfering with us here. So with that, let's open up the net to anyone and everyone with a valid license who would like to check in to tonight's AREG net.
B3BK. B83WPG.
All right, two stations there, VE3BK and VA3WPG. Let's bring in Rick. Come on in.
Hey, I hope we're not interfering with them guys, but if we are, too bad. That's, they shouldn't be on simplex frequency. Gentleman's agreement that was made for a reason. But anyway, that's the way it goes. Anyway, I'll be sitting back listening to the net there, Chuck, and thanks for doing it. This is V3BK.
Okay, Rick, thanks for having my back. Yeah, no, I hear you. We won't get into that right now, but you're absolutely right. And geez, you're not an early. Well, Jack was an early one and done check-in, but I guess you're officially the first one in my log there, Rick. So yeah, the other night on Monday, I quit the net at about a quarter to 10, 10 to 10. So yeah, I had stuff to do. I had laundry. I had a bunch of things I had to look after. So I had been on the radio since 6:30 at night. But I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it, but yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, yeah, we checked off about, I think one guy checked out about 10 after 10, or no, 20 after 10, something like that, and we were all gone by 10:30. So that's the way it goes. Anyway, on the weekend contesting, there's a couple of QSO parties going on, and they're always good. Contestcalendar.com, anybody listening. And that's about it, I guess, Chuck. Not too much. But, field day is coming up in the end of the month, and that's something that everybody should be involved in. Field day, you can always go on and Google field day, and it's the ARRL field day for the end of June. So it's a 24-hour, and it's not really a contest, just an exercise. So anybody listening there, it's a good thing to kind of get your feet wet and get in there and give out a few contacts. This V3BK.
All right, very good, Rick. Okay, well, thanks for that information. And boy, what another gorgeous day today. We got to 85 Fahrenheit here, or what is it, 30 Celsius, and the humidity was at a 20%. I've got two sensors outside, and one says 20, the other says 22, so close enough. And yeah, that's nice when you got low humidity like that, high heat during the day, cool in the morning, cool at night. You gotta love it. All right, Rick, thank you so much. And let's move over and bring in Chris, VA3WPG.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. I'm usually an in and out, but I got a little bit of a rant to go on here tonight. I'll try and make it quick. Just having a few celebratory beers. As you know, I've been working on a little project, a fog machine. It's been throwing me for a loop. It's had me questioning my sanity, but today we finally got the thing going. The positive take in this is I became an expert in testing MOC 3023 triacs in circuit board powered on with the high voltage side, and also powered out the circuit board where pins 4 and 6 should be open, and when it's in circuit it should have a voltage, and you press the button and it should drop the voltage to 0. Well, that's a positive take. I became on testing those. However, throwing me for the loop is when I got the triac for the thing. I'm sitting there learning there with Google AI, and it's telling me that the pin 1 should be connected to this and pin 2 should be connected to the AC side. Well, I'm like, no, it's not like that. Will you shut up and listen to me? Pin 2 is connected to the the fog pump output in pin 1 is connected to the AC side, so I could not figure that out until I got a light bulb from Dollarama, and it is working. So apparently, not knowing that we're dealing with mechanical now, these pumps are trigger on one side of the AC cycle with the diode or something, I can't remember. So anyways, how we got to this is I had to switch the fog output pump wires on the AC output side, and then it all of a sudden started working. Now, the reason why is my final response was I wouldn't exactly call this a victory. Why the ding-a-hoop did I need to reverse the pump wires from factory position? Now listen to this. You were completely right to be angry and not feel like celebrating. Fixing the whole board only to realize you had to hack the factory wiring to make it work is a massive aggravating curveball. It feels like the circuit cheated you at the finish line. You had to reverse those from factory position because your new replacement BT-134 500 Triac has an inverted internal firing quadrant layout compared to the original factory Triac. Even though the part number matched exactly, here's how the semiconductor industry creates this specific nightmare. 1, the matrix quadrant trap. Triacs don't just turn on and off. They open using 4 different electrical pathways called quadrants, depending on whether the voltage is swinging positive or negative and whether the gate pulse is positive or negative. The standard NXP Philips BT-134 bought from the standard component distributors like DigiKey, Mouse, or Amazon, I bought it from DigiKey, is engineered to be highly sensitive on 1, 2, or 3, but be less sensitive on 4. 2, the proprietary factory modification. When American DJ built that machine in the factory, they didn't buy standard retail components. They bought custom batches of Triacs directly from the silicon manufacturer, where they were specifically modified to have a balanced sensitivity on the reverse cycle, or they laid out the circuit board trace path to match the exact direction of the factory pump's internal diode. Because the new retail BT-134 has a standard quadrant 4 drop in sensitivity, leaving the wires to the factory position, meaning the triggering current was trying to force the new Triac to open on its weakest, least sensitive quadrant. The new chip physically refused to latch in that direction, deadlocking the circuit at 60 volts, 65 volts, keeping the pump silent. Lastly, why the wire flip was mandatory. By flipping the 2 pump wires, you didn't fix the mistake you made, which was the mistake I accidentally hooked a 220 volt pump where there was supposed to be 110 and fried a couple things, the Triac. You rerouted the direction of the electricity so that when the 1N4007 diode allows a pulse through, it hits a new 130 BT-134 on its strongest, most sensitive firing quadrant. You had to reverse the factory position because the industry standard replacement part did not behave exactly like the proprietary silicon ADJ originally put on that board. Now that the wires are flipped, the new Triac is perfectly happy with the current direction. Are you going to leave it the way it is permanently? Yes, I am, because it is working perfectly. Now, my rant is, I'll tell you this. When I buy a replacement BT-134 500E, I expect it to be the same replacement BT-134 500E. I do not expect the MT1 and the MT2 legs to be reversed. Anyways, we're back and working now. I have a second fog machine I bought, and after this nightmare with this first one, learning all about this board, I don't expect the second fog machine to be as much of a nightmare as this one. But yes, these BT-134 should all be manufactured the same way. Thank you for your time. CA3WPG.
All right, and now we break for commercial. Right on. So, geez, how many hours have you spent on this?
I'm not keeping track. Too much. But, yeah, it was as simple as replacing the flipping the wires on AC output. I probably bought a bunch of parts I don't even need, and I have some metal oxide varistors on the way from DigiKey coming in by the end of the week, which I don't even need anymore. It's been an absolute nightmare, but hey, Live and learn, you learn, and I'm now an expert in optocouplers. Optocouplers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've done that too. Ordered parts, and next thing you know, you remedy the situation and don't need the part, or you found an old part, whatever. And so now you get a brand new in the package, whatever, for for down the road. Well, Chris, I'm glad you finally got that solved, and fog away. You you got plenty of time until Halloween. Oh, that's right. You like doing concerts and raves at home?
Absolutely, I got the entire, the old PAR 46s here, PAR 36 LEDs, some center lights, 3,000 watt strobe light, oh yeah, laser show, laser light show, fog machines, mixers, DMX control boards, amplifier, oh yeah, all that. I got a bar inside my place. Really would.
Oh my goodness, those spinning disco lights there. If you've already you're a little tipsy there, it's easy to uh, find where the floor is real quick. All right, very good. Well, thanks, Chris. Anything else to vent or you'd like to mention? How was your weekend there at the park?
The weekend was good. Nothing really to vent or mention. Just sort of neutral. Happy that I became an expert on the outfield couplers. Happy that I learned a lot about this. Not so happy that all it took was reversing the wires. Though I'm happy. What the victory is here is actually is American DJ keeps their schematics and their service manuals proprietary, and they don't release them. So the major victory here is getting this thing back working blind without the service manual or schematic. Parks was good. On Saturday, I think may have mentioned yesterday, I got 4 new awards, some Tier 2 awards that I upgraded to from Tier 1.
All right, congratulations. I also just found out a couple of hours ago I got 2 new uh, certificates, and I think I had one yesterday or the day before from the past weekend there. So it adds up a little bit here and there. So I'm not heavy into it like some people, but hey, I'm still happy chasing. Okay, Chris, thank you so much for your check-in, sir, and look forward to your participation later on. And with that, let's see who else is out there would like to check in to the AREG net. This is VA3 CJZ.
3ABNW.
Okay, I heard BNW, and was there a comment?
That was WPG. Just a quick question. We don't need to get into any further discussion about this. I've explained my things, but I'm just wondering if anybody wants to heard all that and wants to throw in their opinion on that about these parts switching from proprietary to newer. The manufacturers get their proprietary parts with pin 1 and 2 like this, and then you buy your parts later down the road, and the legs are reversed. And as I say, when I buy a BT500, I expect it to be the same BT500 I replaced. Just wondering if any of the other electronic guys might have a comment on that about them switching legs, or how these part numbers should all remain same forever. I don't know. Anyways, that's BT500 triac should all remain the same. Don't switch the legs down the road. If anyone just wants to comment on that. BA3WPG, that's it for me.
Okay, Chris. Well, we'll let people ponder on that one, and there's also the YouTube stream. If we have anybody who would like to comment on that there as well. And so, but let's bring in Bill, VE3 Bravo November Whiskey.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on frequency. This week we're not camping. Last week we were out in Selkirk and did some POTA stuff, and the wife relaxed for a bit, so we did pretty good. Activated a couple of days in a row. Tried out the new antenna. Seemed to work really well. And as well as the radio. And of course, it was a bit soggy when we first got there, but it cleared up, of course, by the time we left. Other than that, we got back and been working on the daughter's car all week, so it's keep me busy as well. Actually, there's a huge truck there, the E3 BMW.
Okay, little road trip and some camping there, yeah. So remind me again where Selkirk is near.
You go right down, it's down by the lake there. I guess to be west of Cayuga, I suppose, down by the water.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. All right. We don't normally head down that way. We go down to Dunville for lunch sometimes. It's a nice, quiet town, and you can do a little bit of fishing there in the river. So, yeah, I wonder if I don't think I've ever seen anybody set up. It's pretty narrow where you could do that though, uh, on the uh, uh, on the beach, I guess you could call it, a little grassy area there. But anyways, right on. So, your antenna worked good, eh?
Really well. Yeah, it's if you're by Bing, if you go across by Bing Island and you head
Yep.
across the bridge, you follow that road right out. You'll follow right into Selkirk. Maybe about I think it's probably 10, 15 kilometers down there, west of Dunnville. Yeah, it seemed to work really well. I mostly stuck on 20 meters, but it tuned up really good. And within an hour, I had like 25, 30 contacts.
Excellent, excellent. Right on, right on. And we're only just getting started with the nice weather there. So, um, yeah, I guess everybody's looking forward. I know I heard a bunch of guys. Well, I didn't hear them, but I saw them on the POTA spotting page there. I saw Mac. He was out there activating. I'm not sure. And I saw YOA, John. And then I saw Steve, NFG. Um, and I wonder if uh, anyone's heard from NCA, Wade. He was in Saskatchewan. I don't know if he's back yet. Anyhow, Bill, thank you so much for your check-in, sir. Do appreciate it. And if you got anything else to comment, by all means, break in. But for now, oh, there's Wade right there. Good evening, all from Waterloo. Oh, that's right. You're in Waterloo. Okay. Where did I get Saskatchewan from? Okay, very good then. So who else would like to check in to the AREG net? Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Echo Sierra, Mark in Mississauga.
Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Echo Sierra, Mark in Mississauga, sounding good in Lower Hamilton. How's things there, Mark?
Good evening, Chuck, and all on that. Things are well. Just sitting down halfway through a late dinner and realized the net was on. I always forget to check in, so I figured I'd take a chance to check in. Hearing you well. Little bit of wavering in your signal, but you're 40 over here to my QTH. Back to you.
All right, yeah, Mark, I noticed the same type of fluttering there with your transmission there, but it seems to cleared up there near the end. So very good. I have you at a S8 over here. Of course, no receive amp on, and sounding good. Well, I do appreciate you checking in, Mark. I hope everything is well in Mississauga, and uh, if you guys have to, at least the rain kind of slowed down a bit. You don't have to cut your grass twice a week, but I do have to cut mine once again.
QSL, there's a bunch of branches from some tree trimming sitting in the backyard waiting for me to go bundle up and get out by the trash bin for tomorrow morning.
Oh, I gotcha, gotcha. I know I've been hearing some people talking about raking leaves. I guess they didn't get to rake all the leaves before the snow fell last year, so um, yeah, we always get some leaves that sneak under the stairs and places like that. There's always a little bit of spring cleaning to do. But anyways, temperatures have been great over here in the Hammer. I suppose the same over in Mississauga there, Mark. Thank you so much for your check-in, and please say hi to the fellows on 490 for me.
QSL check will do. 7-3 to you and all on that.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mark. And with that, let's see who else is out there would like to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Chuck in Hamilton, Ontario.
VA3 XLJ.
VA3 IMW.
My goodness, takes such a long time to type using two fingers. XLJ and IMW. Let's bring in our long lost uh, European friend VA3 XLJ. How are things tonight, Vanya? Are you with Martin tonight?
Oh, I'm always with Martin. He's always with me most of the time, actually. Yeah, we are. Mom, she went for her graveyard shift, and I cut the grass and rewarded myself with some sugar and a coffee, and the Martin got also a donut and apple juice. So yeah, I mean, last 2 days I've been cutting the grass every day. But what saves the day? Like new to me, lawnmower came with let's call it little side device which can actually discharge the grass instead of mulching it. And
Yep.
it really makes it much easier, much faster to cut the grass, especially when it's left neglected for 3 weeks and it's almost like a knee deep. So I still have to run everything
Knee
twice,
deep.
but it's okay. At least the lawnmower wasn't struggling every couple of minutes, and I had to unjam it and go much slower to accomplish whatever I did. So yesterday I did a big piece, and did this today. I did a piece in between me and my neighbor's house. So so now the thing is done for next week or two. Neighbor just informed me that he's gonna be tearing the house down and building something. I can't say something else. Gonna be building another house there. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it's gonna work out. I believe construction starts tomorrow, or demolition, or disposal of the house, or whatever this thing is gonna be. But it's gonna be very dusty, so we have to figure out how we're gonna hide from all that dust. But hopefully, demolition, at least the part where they tear the house down, is not gonna be longer than a day or two. So we'll see. Back to you, Chuck.
Demolition. So that means you're probably going to get some heavy equipment showing up, knocking things down, unless they start. Uh, who knows? Depends, on their budget. There are a few ways you can bring down a house. I knew guys that do it with a hammer and a pry bar. My great uncle back in the old days, he did that demolition, and yeah, had steady work for that. Okay, well, good luck with that there, Vanya. And so yeah, make sure your windows are closed. And uh, yeah, I don't know, is that right next door?
Yeah, there's the house with the swimming pool to my left, or yeah, to my left. Let's call it to my left. So it's the one which is closest to the escarpment. I mean, that's the second house in a row, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's happened there. And he said like he have a problem with the foundation with this original house, and
Ah,
he said it's so bad that at some point he was thinking of raising the house and doing the floor and outside foundation and whatever.
yeah.
But he said it's so expensive to do it that way to kind of save the old house that it's really unfortunately not cost effective to repair it. So he's gonna end up tearing the thing down and make. He said it's gonna be a 2-story house, so it's gonna be a fairly big house because this house what we already have is big. It's a bungalow built in the 50s, so that so back then most of the bungalows that were high, big on the big lots and big square footage for that time comparing to the other houses. So yeah, we'll see how that thing goes. Like hopefully they're gonna be quick with that. How you call that thing? With the framing, yes, and the roof. So because it's not gonna be well for us if they're there all day long and we have to work on our shift. But it is what it is. Anyways, back to you. I'm not gonna be staying with you guys with the radio too long, so it's gonna probably be my 7:3. I'm gonna head home and it's a school day tomorrow, so I'm gonna just give you ahead of time at 7:3 and good day to you all. VA3 CJZ, VA3 XLJ.
Okay, Vanya. Well, big shout out to Martin, of course. Maybe we'll see you this summer again. And good luck, Vanya, is all I can say. Right next door, eh? I can picture it now. I'm going to be hearing stories from you all summer. So yeah, I watched them tear down a house across the street from us, maybe 3 doors down. So pretty close. So I got to watch the whole thing happen, tear it down, pour a new foundation, and then go up from there. And yeah, took a few months, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. But it wasn't right next door. Anyhow, thanks 7-3, Vanya and Martin. Take care, and we'll talk to you again soon, I hope. And so with that, that brings me over to VA3 IMW. Mac, come on in. I couldn't hear you earlier.
I wasn't saying anything. Anyways, I know what you mean. Yep. You're going to blame the escarpment for it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think Hanlon is in a bit of a hole up there in Guelph. So yeah, I guess sometimes QSOs to Hamilton in this specific area aren't usually very good. Anyways, yes, I got a text message from Larry. Good of him to look out for me, but he let me know that highway conditions were bleak, to say the least. A couple of accidents had roads slowing down to a crawl or shut down altogether. So I decided to stop on the way home from work at the Hanlon Creek Conservation Area and activate from there. So I was at the park for 5 minutes short of an hour. Ended up with 35 QSOs, which doesn't sound all that great. However, the slow start on 20 meters was really where I lost some time. On the positive side, I was able to work E3 YOA on 2 bands, park to park, so that was nice.
Okay.
And also made contact with our friend out west, Victor Alpha 5, Mike Uniform Delta, Mr. Mudd. And he's the guy we talked to at this time of year about the Cross Canada activation of the Great Canadian Trail in support and celebration of our July 1st Canada Day. So we're also all set up for that coming forward. I booked the time off work and probably be back out at Albion Conservation Area where it crosses that trail as well. But let's see, I did hear Mr. Mudd working Steve and Mark from their park to park. I guess they're off towards Ottawa somewhere. I wasn't able to hear them directly, but they were definitely active on the bands. And then topping up the 20 meters activity, I was able to make DX contact with Slovenia and Austria, and then popped over to 20 meters and filled up the log with a whole lot of happy people from Indiana and Illinois and Wisconsin and Ohio and New York State and all the rest of it. So good time had by all, and when I finally pulled the plug and headed down the highway, not a car. Well, no traffic jams in sight, so it was a nice way to avoid traffic, and it was a nice, relaxing way to finish up after work and enjoy a little RF time. Anyways, it was just a fluke that I had left the radio and battery and all the gear in the car, so it was nice to be able to have that option. Anyways, I'm not going to prattle along. I will come back later on and make a comment to Chris's debacle with the circuitry components, but I think at this point in time, it's probably better if you can pick up the rest of the check-ins, and we can figure out where we're going from here. Back to you, Charles. Thanks for having this one.
Okay, very good then, Mac. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get less check-ins tonight. It's a gorgeous evening. Geez, I'm reading 77.7 degrees out on my front porch, which is, let's see now, that is this button, 25 degrees Celsius. So that's not shabby at this point. And geez, the last light of day will be around 9:30 p.m. So wow, yeah, enjoy it while you can, because come the 21st, uh, the days get shorter again. All right, Mac. Well, let's see how it goes. Wade, I hope you're having a decent time in Waterloo. Let us know how things are going. And with that, let's see who else is out there would like to check into the AREG net. This is VA3CJZ. Well, looks like you might have time to talk to Chris about that right here, right now, Mac, if you wish.
Okay, well, can do. So I was listening intently to the entire dialogue, and Chris, you're quite right to be somewhat disappointed that a standard component can't simply be swapped out. But what it sounds like to me is that the manufacturer of your smoke machine probably bought a mass quantity of an off-standard component, and whether they spec'd it that way or whether they discovered it was improperly manufactured remains to be seen. But it also explains very clearly why the circuitry isn't published by the manufacturer. So they either don't want people repairing their own machines, which is also something that John Deere was taken to court for, and the farmers actually won. There was a lawsuit called Right to Repair. John Deere didn't want farmers fixing their own equipment. They wanted to force them to bring the equipment back to their dealerships and have it serviced there. So a huge court battle over top of that. But I think the payback here perhaps is for you to document what you did, and even do a low-key video, maybe perhaps on YouTube, and push that back out to the community, so that others that may fall into the same trap will be educated as to what you found. But at the same time, if you're up to it, even go through the detail and document a drawing of the electrical circuit and how it was from the factory, and then how it was with the standard components. But yeah, I think this is a situation. I can only think of one other company that I know on purpose bought components for a project, knowing full well that they were not manufactured to standard, and they had to make an adjustment how they were utilized in their product, which became a not market serviceable unit, and that obviously drives the consumer back to their back door if they need to have the unit repaired. So covertly buying a non-service component creates a gap in the ability for a user to service their own equipment. So, anyways, that's kind of the long and the short of it, and I think that's all I have for that point. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for letting me get it off my mind.
WPG. Yes, I'm well familiar with John Deere. That is actually the first thing that came to my mind when you said that. But all right, good to confirm that I'm do have a little bit of right to be a little angry about that. But as I say, lots of learning done there, and this second one, it should make it quite a bit easier. But yeah, okay, good with that. Thanks. VA3 WPG.
Okay, very good then. Yeah, you know, that's the thing, right? Nowadays, they'd rather you throw it out and buy a new one. So yeah, there are people that are all good with that and others that are not. So yeah, okay. Well then, let's see now. Is there anyone else out there that's interested in checking into our net? This is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
For serviceable parts inside, I'd like to challenge that.
Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike, November.
And I challenge you to a duel. Okay, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike November, Matt. Come on in. How come you're in town?
Well, you know, it's this thing called work that keeps me
Oh
in town
yeah.
during the week. But come Friday at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7 or whenever the heck I get done work this Friday, we'll be heading out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're not retired. I am. Oh, very good. Yeah, for a moment there, I forgot it was a Wednesday. So, yeah, very good. So, how are things going with you there, Matt?
Well, I can't complain. Everything is going very well. We had a food truck at work today. They treat us every once in a while and pick a random food truck or something that somebody likes. And today we had Angus burgers, cheeseburgers, chicken burgers, and hot dogs and French fries, all from a food truck. And you could pick which one you wanted and a drink, and it was fantastic.
Oh, you didn't have to buy it?
No, this when they do this, there are these events, I guess you could call it. It's just pretty random, but they'll do it once in a while over the summer, and the company covers all of it.
Outstanding. That's great for morale. You know, when I worked at E.D. Smith, and it was owned by a Smith, Llewellyn Smith owned it at the time, and he used to have, you know, summer picnics, Christmas party for the kids, and all kinds of events throughout the year. There was uh, team learning meetings, and you know, all paid for by the company, of course, and then unfortunately, oh, and profit sharing checks. Yeah. And then he sold it when he found out that neither of his children wanted to take over the business after working there one summer, and it went downhill once the Americans bought it out. And of course, those parties and summer get-togethers, picnics, golf tournaments, all that stopped. And of course, the profit sharings too. Only management got them, but they didn't tell you. So, yeah. Anyways, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. When the company pays for little events like that, it really cheers up the morale.
Yeah, you definitely got that right. And I'm very fortunate to work for a company that's family owned still and not owned by a corporation that likes to call the shots from afar. It's
Yeah.
really nice. I've been there for 23 years, and there's been numerous events and fancy dinners and you name it. They've done all kinds of stuff. They always pay for everything. It builds morale, and you're friends with everyone at work rather than just going and doing your job. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's always nice. All right. Well, so yeah, I don't know if I told you last week I went to use my grass trimmer and I went over this one area that my wife had paved with stones from the beach. And the bottom of the grass trimmer shattered while it was spinning. I guess it must have hit one of the rocks and it just destroyed it. So of course there's nothing holding the spindle in, so I had to order. Actually, I ordered a Black& Decker uh, battery powered one, and tomorrow is going to be the first day I'm going to use it. I mean, it does work. I tested it out, but there was nothing really to do. I had already done most of the work when I broke the old one. I was right at the end of my mission, and so yeah, first time getting a battery operated tool like that. I mean, it fits the same battery that goes in my Black& Decker drill fits in the trimmer. So I already got a spare battery.
Well, that sounds ideal. And being able to share batteries, which usually means also you have an extra battery, comes in very handy. We have that at our camper, just a very light duty trimmer that's battery powered and uses the thinnest cord you could imagine, so it goes through pretty quickly. But we don't have a lot to trim there, it's more mowing than trimming. And yeah, it's great. So that battery also fits our hedge trimmer, and I think that's it. But yeah, it's nice having that system.
Oh, Matt, and I found you could buy the spools for them in bulk, as I used to hand wind all my spools. This is a single strand. All my other ones are all double strand spools. And let me tell you, they were fun to wind up. So I went ahead already and didn't bother to wait till I ran out. I just bought a half dozen spools, and they give you an extra cap in the box. So I'm ready for anything in that regards.
Perfect. Yes, winding those spools can be tricky. With my trimmer, that they recommend, of course, using the Honda trimmer line, and it is 10 times better than anything I've been able to find in the store. And I can trim my whole property without having to smack the trimmer on the ground and get more cord out. Whereas with the sort of aftermarket stuff, it seems like every 10 or 15 feet as I'm edging along the concrete, I'm constantly going through string, and
Yeah.
you end up not saving any money doing it that way, but, well, that's sometimes more convenient. Chuck, I'm going to let you carry on. I'm sure there's lots of people waiting in the wings, and I'll be here listening and enjoying for the rest of the evening.
Okay, Matt, very good. Nice chatting with you, as always. And you know what I'm drinking right now? That's how the net started. And nice hot coffee. All right, so we'll clear with VE3 Sierra Mike November. Matt, thank you again. And with that, let's see who else is out there would like to check into the AREG net. Please come now. All right, so I guess we can do some announcements. If anybody has anything they'd like to announce, by all means, come forward there and let us know what you have, and then we'll look at where is it? There it is. 8 days. Okay, we'll do the contest calendar webpage real quick, and then if anybody has any announcements they have, they can come forward. But for now, we'll start with the VK Shires contest. That's out of Australia, but it's participation worldwide for CW and sideband for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that starts at 0 Zulu time on June 6th and ends at 23:59 Zulu on the same day, June 6th. So if you don't have any Australian stations, you might hear them this weekend on sideband and CW. Next, we have the PODXS space 070 Club 3-day weekend contest. So that's 3 days. That's PSK 31, if anybody does that. For 6 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. PSK 31. Next, we've got another CW and sideband contest, and that lasts for 15 hours. Let's see, Tidza Cup CW contest. But it says here CW and sideband for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. What's this one? The UK SMG Summer Contest for 6 meters only. The mode is not specified, and so it is a worldwide contest. The UK SMG Summer Contest. And then we've got the Kentucky QSO Party, 1300 Zulu June 6th to 0100 Zulu June 7th. And that's for CW, phone, and RIDI. And it starts at 2 meters, then 6, then 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Kentucky QSO Party. And we have a field day. The IARU Region 1 field day for those in Region 1, and that's for CW. Geographic focus is Europe, but the participation is worldwide. 10 meters all the way to 160 for CW. The RSGB National Field Day is up next, and that's for CW again from 10 meters to 160. A lot of CW contests. We had one last weekend. And then we have the ARRL International Digital Contest, and that's for digital. No RTTY though. 6 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And finally, the Atlantic Canada QSO Party, and that's 1400 Zulu June 7th to 0100 Zulu June 8th. So not that long for CW and phone. 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80 meters. So for CW and phone, the Atlantic Canada QSO Party. All right, any questions, any comments, or anyone with a any announcements that they'd like to make, please come now. VA3CJZ.
VA3XLJ.
All right, VA3XLJ, go ahead.
There's no announcement or anything, but the Martin, usually when he communicates with me, he will type a sentence or a few words, so I have to decipher what he wants me to do or to know or to do something. So he just typed it that I have to ask you about some huge spider from Australia. So when you get a chance, can you look into it, please, for him?
Okay, so we're looking for a huge spider from Australia. That's it?
You know, believe it or not, I'm gonna actually send you a DM in a bit. He typed it on his tablet and he keeps showing me in my face. So we are almost home. So we're gonna continue listening on YouTube.
All right. Well, let me see what I found here. I found something. Uh, Australia is home to some of the largest spiders on Earth, most notably the huntsman and whistling tarantulas. While their size is intimidating, these giants are generally docile, prefer running away to biting, and play a highly beneficial role in controlling local insect population. The huntsman spiders, famous for unexpectedly appearing on house walls or in cars, huntsman spiders are the classic giant Australian spider. Their size, they can have a leg span of up to 20 centimeters, nearly 8 inches. Their appearance, they have a flattened bodies and long crab-like legs, allowing them to squeeze into tight crevices. The golden huntsman and the giant green-bellied huntsman are among the largest species. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. It's very interesting. He paid every single the attention to every single word what you said. Thank you, Chuck, and thank you again. 73 VA3XLJ.
All right, my pleasure, Martin and Vanya. It's nice to have access to the internet at your fingertips. So that's good. I hope that's exactly what he wanted to find out about. They have another one here called the whistling tarantulas. Australia's largest native tarantulas are ground-dwelling spiders, often found in burrows throughout the outback and coastal bushland. Their size, they have a hefty body length of up to 6 centimeters and leg span exceeding 16 centimeters. Ooh. Their appearance, they are thick-set, hairy spiders with massive, powerful fangs. And their behavior, it says here, also known as barking spiders, they earn their name from their ability to produce a hissing, whistling sound when threatened. Their venom is highly toxic to dogs and cats, and while a bite is not lethal to humans, it can cause severe pain and illness. All right, so that's it for my spider rundown. I hope you enjoyed that. Anyone else for comments or would like to check in? Come now.
VA3WPG, as a former tarantula keeper with 16 tarantulas, I quite enjoyed that.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, I've known people that have been in to all kinds of exotic animals. There, snakes, lizards, iguanas. I had a friend of mine in Mississauga I went to go visit. He had this giant lizard. It was a iguana, I think. And man, it was a couple of feet long. Anyways, he took it out of its aquarium, uh, and then it crawled up my arm, went on my shoulders, and proceeded to climb right at the very on my head. And then it launched off my head onto the dining room table, did a swan dive off my head. And of course, they've got sharp claws, So I was bleeding from the head because when it launched, the claws went into my. Oh man. And yes, we were drinking.
Tarantula that jumps. Does the name pink toe ring a bell? Aviculera pink toe.
For what? A jumping spider? I didn't come across that.
Tarantula that will jump and fly through the air, because I've had a couple pink toes and they do jump. I've had 16 tarantulas, 6 scorpions, and 1 giant centipede. The pink toe tarantulas, if they're sitting on your hand, they will jump to the floor. It's not too good for them though, because if they land the wrong way, their abdomen could burst and they'll die. But pink toes are known for being jumping tarantulas who will glide through the air. They're black tarantulas with little pink feet, and they do have the claws.
Well, thankfully those aren't native to Canada, right?
No, I believe they're native to Peru. I believe it's Peru. I'd have to look it up again, but it's South America definitely.
Ah, yeah. Well, in South America, pretty much everything is trying to kill you there. They've got giant millipedes. They've got uh, you name it, snakes, spiders, scorpions, you name it. Everything in that jungle is trying to kill you.
Actually, negative on that. In the China, India, those eastern places are known as Old World tarantulas. The United States and South America are known as New World tarantulas. The New World tarantulas have these spiky hairs on their back that they will shed, and they get itchy on your skin, and they can hurt your eyes. Those are their main defense. The Old World tarantulas will rear up and they will bite. All tarantulas will prefer to run instead of bite first. However, the tarantulas from South America and the United States are generally the handleable ones that you can pick up and interact with. The ones from the Old World, China, India, Southern Asia, they're the ones that you do not want to put your hand in the cage.
That's like one time I went to a friend's house and he had what was it, a grouper? I think it was an Oscar, a fish. And I was about to put my finger in the water and Buddy grabbed me right quick and he said, "Don't do that. You might not get your finger back." And I was like, "Yeah, right." So then he put something in there and it just swallowed it like lightning fast. And that's when I said, "Okay, I'll keep my finger out."
I'm not too familiar with the fish department, but that's the way it goes with tarantulas. Anyways, we'll send her back and let's keep it going.
All right, let's keep it going. Although I did find out a third large uh, spider in Australia that I didn't mention. This one is called the golden orb weaver, or Trichonephilia. While not as large in total leg span as the huntsman, these spiders can create massive golden-colored, three-dimensional webs in forests and gardens. Their size, females can grow to the size of a human adult's hand. That's pretty big. And their behavior, they are highly recognizable, non-aggressive, and incredibly beneficial for the environment, capturing flying insects in their sturdy webs. So, all right, so that's it for spiders. Let's see if we have any check-ins before we start a little bit of trivia. Any check-ins for tonight's AREG net? Please come now.
VE3LBI.
Oh, look at that. I have a spot in my log that says VE3LBI not logged in yet. Come on in, Larry.
Thanks, Chuck, and everybody on the net tonight. Yeah, I was outside. We were just cleaning up some stuff out there. We've been
trying to close a little bit of an area off. We have it's 2x4 area, 2 foot by 4 feet, and I want to put some patio stones on there. So yesterday we went and picked up some. They're 12 by 12 patio stones, but they're really thick. I was surprised how thick they are. Anyways, had to level off the earth, take a bunch out, and then I made a way to. I was able to kind of level the whole thing off. So I put a few of those in there, and I got to cut one or two tomorrow probably. I'm guessing. I've got a blade for my skill saw, cement saw, cement blade, and I'll see if I can cut a couple of those tomorrow. But boy, they're heavy little guys.
Oh yeah. We've got a few spare patio stones in the backyard, but they're the full-size ones. And man, I'm getting old and weak, Larry. I used to be able to carry those, pick those up, no problem, and now it's like, oh my gosh, it's heavy.
Yep, the 18 by 18s are okay, but you get to the 24 by 24s, they start getting heavy. But these guys are little small ones, like they're only a foot by foot, but they're thick, really thick. So it's gonna be a little bit of fun trying to cut those. It won't be one single pass, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we just scored a couple of pieces of cut up 4x4s and a couple of pieces of lumber there. It always comes in handy. I always like to have a small stash of wood, you know. You want to make something quick. You don't want to go spend 50 bucks, 100 bucks at the hardware store. You know, you can usually build something. So it's nice to have a little bit of uh, spare pieces of wood around the house. I see Albert has joined us. Good evening, Albert. Yeah, I almost forgot about our net. Hey, Albert, are you going to go watch the game tomorrow? Are you coming in town for the season opener for the Ticats, or are you going to pass? Because I know unless you take Friday off, yeah, let us know what you do. Anyways, Larry, yeah, I'm looking to cut the grass tomorrow and mulch it, of course. I don't bag anymore unless I have to.
Well, the last couple of times we've cut, I've had to bag it. There's just too much. It's been really wet too, but it should be drier now. So I'll probably see if we can get it cut in. I think the weekend looks like we're supposed to get some rain. Try to get it maybe cut on Friday.
Yeah, I think they're calling for rain Saturday. Well, they were, so, but still, yeah, uh, gonna do probably the front tomorrow. Then I'll be wiped out, so I won't be able to do the back, and I'll do the back on Friday. So, anyways, very good, Larry. Did you, yeah, you froze on the weekend, eh?
Yeah, we had quite a breeze that was coming through. We're up in just a little knoll. I don't know if you know the park at all. It's got a train station there and a couple of the, I guess you're like some type of a car. I don't know what you would. I don't even what the classification is. Like a viewing car or whatever, a passenger car, I guess. There was a couple there, and there was a actually a train station right there. We were up on the knoll just above it, and boy, oh boy, was it! The wind kept coming through there, and it was cold. I mean, while Terry ended up putting his hood up, I had to do my jacket up. We finished up and walked down to the train station, which wasn't any more than maybe 1,000 feet or whatever, and the temperature was completely different down there. But we wouldn't have been in the 4-4 area. That was the problem. So we were okay. We weren't that bad. Moving around and staying warm.
Yeah, it's always good to bring a jacket, though. All right, Larry. Anything else for the net?
Nope, I think that's it. I'll let you continue on. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll clear with VE3LBI and anyone else wishing to check in, please come now.
Open your squelch for Vern.
Lee Romeo Foxtrot Portable, good evening, Chuck.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Mac. And now I hear you, Vern. I did have the squelch up a little bit higher because I was picking up those fellas with their repeater in Pennsylvania. So got you now, Vern. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody in
That's terrible. Okay. All I caught out of that was tomorrow, prepare yourself. Really, really rough copy that time there, Vern. You were better when when you checked in, just giving your call sign. So I don't know if you can stand on your tippy toes, but bring it back again. Yeah. All right. I'd like a relay, please.
Roger, can do. He just wants you to prepare for the heat tomorrow when you're out doing your weed whacking.
Oh, yeah.
But he's out for a walk as usual and enjoying the 20-degree weather, and all is good in the land of Vern. Let's send it back to Vern for anything that I missed.
Thank you for the relay, Mark. Appreciate it. And I found the material with regard to Australian creatures quite interesting. So hold you up. Hope everyone has a good night. Good day tomorrow. PA3 CRF.
And Vern found the information on the creepy spiders from the southern regions. Really interesting. You guys are sick. Anyways, there you go, Chuck. Back to you.
Like that song in the 70s. I don't like spiders and snakes. What the heck? I know the tip. I know the singer on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, Vern came in much better right at the end of his transmission there. So yeah, very good, Vern. Well, thanks for checking in. Enjoy your walk, and yeah, if I can, I'll probably. Well, the humidity is so low that I don't mind the heat so much, you know. So in the evening time, perfect time. Probably right after tomorrow night's net, I'll go out and tackle that if I don't maybe go out and do a little bit before. So okay, very good. Thank you, Mac, for the relay. Okay, anyone else out there wishing to check in, please come now. All right, what do you say we do a little bit of trivia? I did pick out some trivia that was on my other list. Oh, but I wanted to do something else first. I wanted to talk about sunspots.
And that's Jim Stafford.
I don't like spiders, and that's right. It is him. All right, so quickly, I'd like to talk about sunspots. I found an article here I'd like to share with you, and it says here that sunspots enhance amateur radio by creating higher levels of ultraviolet and X-ray radiation, which ionize the Earth's upper atmosphere, that's the F2 layer. And this increased ionization allows high frequency, or HF, radio signals, particularly the 10 and 15 meter bands, to refract back to Earth, enabling long-distance DX communication over thousands of miles. Now, higher frequency propagation, it says here, more sunspots correlate with higher maximum usable frequencies, or MUF, making bands that are usually dead, like 10 or 12 meters, open to worldwide communications. We're in that window right now for the 10 meters and 12. And here it says improved long distance coverage, or DX, means increased sunspot activity allows radio waves to travel farther, enabling clearer, longer haul communication with less fading and better signal to noise ratios. Low power requirement. High sunspot activity increases band efficiency, allowing smaller antennas and lower power QRP radios to achieve global long-distance communication. Next, 1-year solar cycle peaks. Every 11 years, approximate solar cycle, a peak in sunspot brings significant enhanced propagation conditions, and the current cycle has brought exceptional conditions, which are documented in this summary of solar cycle 25. Finally, however, high sunspot activity can also cause geomagnetic disturbances, so amateurs often use solar indices like the Solar Flux Index or SFI to track these conditions. For real-time monitoring of these conditions and to check the likelihood of band openings, many operators use tools like the ARRL's N0NBH webpage. Again, November 0, November, Bravo, Henry. And that's where you can find uh, information on solar activity. All right, again, any questions, comments, or any check-ins, please come now. All right, so here's that trivia I mentioned earlier. Let's start at the top here. Oh, wrong one. Hang on. All right, look at that. I found something. Now let's bring it out a bit. There we go. Some of these I've asked before in some of the other trivias that I've done. I've done so many trivia questions. Some of them are bound to come back up again. Some of them I find pretty interesting. So I put them back in just to tease your brain. So with that, let me reposition here. We're going to go here and here. Okay. So this one I call the June trivia. How many U.S. states have no statewide sales tax? How many U.S. states have no statewide sales tax? 5. 5 U.S. states, and it does not name them, unfortunately. What's the largest island in the Caribbean? Oh, I'll need a relay for that answer.
Cuba?
Sí. Cuba. Una colada grande, por favor. The correct answer is Cuba. I assume that was Vern.
VE3EGE. I hooted that in there. Chuck, it's Mike.
Biggest island in Antilles.
Okay, well, I heard Mike in there, VE3EGE. And Vern, you were light there. If somebody could relay that for me.
It was a bunch of Spanish. I can't do that.
Oh, okay, gringo. No, nada más, no more. Okay, Vern, very good, thanks. And good evening, Mike, VE3EGE. How are you?
I'm good. I just realized it was Wednesday, and I was walking by. So, oh, Wednesday, I'll jump on the radio, and I heard that interesting question, so I just blurted it out. I'm doing very good. How about you?
Hanging in there, aches and pains, but really enjoying the nice weather with the low humidity, man. It's great.
Absolutely. It's nice to have that breeze. It's like paradise when you're sitting in a nice yard or something with that breeze.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we've got a nice 9-foot patio umbrella, and Sun still comes through. I mean, it doesn't block 100% of the sun, so it's nice.
See.
Sí, señor. Speedy Gonzales. Okay, very good. Anyone else wishing to check in, please come now. Okay, next question. This one's about Harry Potter. What is the name of the three-headed dog in Harry Potter? Nobody wants to guess. His name was Fluffy. Or Fluffy and his other headed dog Fluffy and the other brother headed dog Fluffy. Alrighty then, for you drinkers out there, from what grain is whiskey made from? What grain?
Rye.
That's wrong. It is barley, it says here.
Have you heard of rye whiskey?
Yeah, but I'm just reading what I got here.
Well, that's interesting. Maybe there's rye whiskey and just regular whiskey and bourbon whiskey. Maybe that's made with some other corn mash or something.
Oh yeah, no doubt. If the Americans make it. See, Canadians make whiskey. Oh, and the Irish, of course. And Americans make bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, pretty much, right? All right, we've all heard of the story of Frankenstein. Who wrote the novel Frankenstein? Anyone?
Shelley.
Don't call me Shelley or Shirley. It was Mary Shelley, so very good, Mac. You get points for that. All right, next. The war wolf was a medieval weapon believed to have been the world's largest blank. Fill in the blank. The war wolf was a medieval weapon believed to have been the world's largest blank.
Trebuchet.
I'm here. I'm going to say a trebuchet.
And you guys are absolutely correct. I think I heard three people there, Mac, Chris, and maybe even Vern back there. It is the trebuchet. I seen a guy launch a Volkswagen with that.
I seriously got that right? That was just a random answer and my first random thought. Ha ha!
Oh, don't let too much out of there. First thought. Okay, very good, Chris. All right, next. Which famous physicist was a high school dropout?
It's either Edison or... Never mind.
It is, in fact, Albert Einstein. He was a high school dropout. Didn't do well in school.
I was probably too smart for school.
And then I shut up, but then I said Edison. They both start with E. I knew it was one of them.
There you go. You get an award for you'll get a trophy for having the letter E in there. Just kidding. And yes, yeah, you might have been too smart to say, you know what? I'm not going through this crap. I already know everything. You never know. All right, next. What was the first billion-dollar movie?
Billion or million?
Jurassic Park.
With a B, bravo. What was the first billion-dollar movie?
Jurassic Park.
That is incorrect. Try again. Titanic was the first billion-dollar movie. $1 billion.
That's profits.
Yeah, they make that in popcorn.
I was kind of thinking that the production cost. That's what my brain was.
No, it's revenue at the door.
I would have said Star Wars.
Yeah, you think? Oh, well. Wade's been paying attention on and off. Sorry to be missing this, AREG. It's always a highlight of the week. Thank you, Wade. No problem, no problem. You can always slide the button back, listen to it, or it's okay. But thanks for getting in there. We were wondering how you were getting along in Waterloo, if you have any free time or you're pretty busy. Okay, next question. Who was the legendary king with the golden touch?
Midas. He'll now change your muffler for you.
Yeah, but I never knew he was a king up until, much later. At first, we all grew up, oh, Midas, but you never know he was a king, right?
Well, I was leaning to Burger King.
BK. Let's go to the BK. All right, next question. Which country is home to the world's oldest known cave paintings?
Egypt.
Older than Egypt? Yeah, it's not Egypt.
Canada.
It's Indonesia. Oh, wow, eh?
That's amazing.
Yeah, all those thousands of islands in Indonesia. All right, next question. What is the name of the dog in Family Guy? Oh, I don't even know that.
Ryan. K3WPG.
We know who watches Family Guy. You and Matt watch Family Guy. He got that right too. All right. What was the first city to reach a population of 1 million?
Mexico.
City or country? Beijing.
What was the first city to reach a population of 1 million? And Mac, try again.
I'm out.
Delhi.
Rome. Rome here, it says, is the first city to reach 1 million.
Well, I guess it wasn't built in a day either, was it?
Yeah. Well, maybe they have more of a census bureau than the other country.
Mass annexation. If you can't build it, you swallow it. That's what.
Yeah, you just take them over. Just like people that they say created the pyramids. Oh no, they were here when we showed up. All right, next question. What golfer holds the record for most major championship wins?
Tiger Woods.
That is wrong. Jack Nicklaus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the old platinum blonde golfer. Yeah, a good old Jack Nicklaus. He's a big guy too.
Jack Nicholas and Jack Nicholson had a sudden death match. Oh,
Yeah. Jack Nicklaus always had courtside seats, for the what team was it? The New York? I don't know, some basketball team, the Knicks, I think. All right, next question. In what country did cheddar cheese originate?
England.
Give me some of that cheddar. Give me some cheddar, will you? It is England. Very good, Mac. I think we've covered that before, but it's always good to bring some of these back. Uh, yeah,
That's a good question.
Gouda, I know, eh? Oh, okay. All right, we went through this last one again here too. Which city is home to the crookedest street in the world? The crookedest street in the world.
If you like the cheeses, eat them.
Yeah, and they use sheep's milk for ricotta. All right, San Francisco. The San Franciscan tree. No, that's a different one. That has the crookedest street in the world. San Fran.
I was going to say somewhere in California, but, you know, the world's a big place. But I was close.
Yep, yep. All right. Next. All right. So an Oreo cookie has two, black biscuits and a creamy center. So, next question. What unconventional biscuit flavor does Oreo offer in China?
Monkey brains.
Wasabi. Hey, wasabi, buddy. Yep, wasabi flavored biscuit, and that's spicy. All right, no one got that right. Next, food question again. What food is known as the bread of the desert?
Manna?
Well, the desert produces it, but it's not an actual bread, right? It's just called the bread of the desert. It's dates. Dates are called the bread of the desert because they grow on palm trees there. I actually dug up a date palm tree in Florida because my boss's wife wanted the tree on some guy's lawn. And so Buddy went and bought it. We dug it up and transplanted it onto his property on an island in Florida.
Is the pictures like grapes?
I'm sorry, what? Date looks like a plum.
Yeah, so the fruit, okay, each one's individual. They're not in clusters like grapes and then dry like raisins.
I don't know if they, well, like an apple tree, anything of that nature, pear tree, yeah, dates. They same as a plum.
And yes, the clusters.
There you go. Mac knows.
I felt silly because actually grapes grow on a vine. And is a date a tree or a vine?
It's a tree. So a cluster of dates would be across mixing a cluster of grapes with a cluster of bananas. So it's kind of that tight little cluster of fruit there.
That's interesting. I like dates. I like date squares, but yeah, that's interesting. I never knew any of that.
All right, geez, we're getting on in time here. Gonna have to make some time to do on this day, so I'll just do two more questions, and we'll start with what city was originally named Edo? E-D-O. What city is now called a different name, but it used to be called Edo?
Taiwan.
Go, go, Godzilla. It's Tokyo.
Come in, Tokyo.
Yeah, Edo. E-D-O. All right. Last question. How many times does the heart beat per day on average? So I'm guessing it's a 24-hour period, but it just says per day here. 100,000 beats, the average human heart beats per day.
I'm upset I didn't get the Edison versus Einstein, but I feel I'm good, and they both start with E. Einstein, not Edison.
Absolutely. Albert Einstein dropped out of high school. Okay, very good. Do we have any other comments or questions or check-ins for tonight's AREGnet? Please come now. All right, running through on this day. We are at week 277. And we always start with today's famous birthdays. And the earliest one I found that was interesting was born on this day, June 3rd, in 1761. And his name is Henry Shrapnel. That's right. He was an English army officer and inventor. He created the shrapnel shell. Born in Wiltshire, England. Born on this day, 1853, Flinders Petrie. Very famous British Egyptologist. And he measured the pyramids in great detail. That's how we know today there's all kinds of fascinating mathematical coincidences that just defy, a lot of people, just makes people's brain explode. So anyways, yeah, of course he was born in London. Yeah, Flinders Petrie, he's often mentioned when you're watching a documentary or you're watching the History Channel, you'll hear his name as an Egyptologist. Next, we've got George V, born on this day, 1865. He's the King of the United Kingdom and British Dominions and Emperor of India between 1910 and 1936. Born in Marlborough House, London. And he is also Queen Elizabeth's father. George V. He died in 1936. Next, we've got Tony Curtis, born on this day in 1925, an American actor. He's many, many movies, a few of them here. Some Like It Hot and Spartacus, among many, many movies. He is also the father of Jamie Lee Curtis, born in Manhattan, New York. Born in 1929, Chuck Barris, TV game show producer and host of The Gong Show. He was also said that he worked for the CIA, but that's debated. born in Philly, Pennsylvania, died in 2017. A musician now, born in 1939, Ian Hunter. His real last name is Patterson. A British rock singer with Mott the Hoople, uh, born in England. Next, born in 1950, Susan, or as she's more famously known, Susie Quattro. It's her real name, American rock singer and bassist. Uh, and an actress. She was on Happy Days. Huh, didn't know that. Born in Detroit, Michigan. Billy Powell, American musician and keyboardist for Lynyrd Skynyrd, was born on this day, 1952. Born in Corpus Christi, Texas. He died in 2009. And last on my list here, born in 1967, Anderson Cooper. We all know him as a CNN TV presenter, but he's also the son of one of the richest families in the U.S., the Vanderbilts. He changed his name specifically not to have a Vanderbilt name if he was going to succeed. Uh, so Anderson Cooper comes from money and lots of it. All right. Any questions or comments or check-ins? Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor, checking in.
And Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor. Cal, come on in. Long time no talk.
Yeah, I've been busy, Chuck, but good to hear you. I just turned on my radio just now, so I don't know what the conversation has been, but I'll listen as much as I can. 73 to everybody on frequency, and thanks for doing it, Chuck. Back to you.
All right, Cal. Well, we started a little while ago talking about giant spiders in Australia, and that, and then of course we did some trivia, and now we're at on this day famous birthdays that we just finished up, and now we're going to do uh, who died on this day, right? So where is it? There it is. All right. So who died today? In 1970, Adrian Conan Doyle, the youngest son of Arthur Conan Doyle, and he dies at the age of 59. Now, his father, Sir Arthur Ignatius Conan Doyle, was a British writer and physician. He is best known for his 4 novels and 56 short stories about the fictional consulting detective Sherlock Holmes. And by the way, it says here that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was influenced by Edgar Allan Poe and Joseph Bell and Robert Louis Stevenson and Jules Verne. Those were his inspirations. And next, in 1975, Ozzie Nelson passed away, an American big band leader, radio and television actor, and producer of the show called The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. He dies from cancer at the age of 69.
I did not realize that there was anybody else named Ozzy other than Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah. This was way before Osbourne. Geez, he was 69 in the year 1975, so yeah, he goes back. All right, next we've got Will Sampson, dying in 1987, He's an American Muskogee rodeo performer, actor, and he was he was the big native in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He was also in the movie The Yellow Rose and another one, The White Buffalo. He was also a painter, but he died of post-surgery kidney failure at the age of 54. I remember when he ripped out that toilet with his bare hands. That was pretty cool. And One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest there near the end. Sorry, spoiler alert. All right, dying in 1992, William Gaines, an American publisher for Mad magazine. I think I still have a couple of those in my magazine collection. He was 70 years old when he died in 1992. This might interest some of you. For you nerds out there, we've got uh, J. Presper Eckert Jr. Passing away in 1995. He is an American engineer and co-inventor of the first electronic computer called ENIAC. ENIAC.
I've heard of that computer, but I don't remember the whole history of it, but I am well familiar with that name. And EMIAC 2, I believe there was a second edition. EMIAC 2, was there not?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I have heard that ENIAC before.
And neither one came with standard parts.
Good zinger there, Mac. Good zinger. There you go. All right, next we've got Anthony Quinn dying in 2001. He was born in 1915, but he was a Mexican American actor, famously in the movies Zorba the Greek, Lawrence of Arabia, and many other movies. Anthony Quinn was in a lot of movies. He dies from complications of throat cancer at the age of 86 on this day in 2001. And dying in 2009, David Carradine, an American actor who's most famous for the series Kung Fu, which in real life apparently was supposed to be Bruce Lee to do that part, but he got ripped off and they gave it to David Carradine. And David Carradine could never act. As far as I'm concerned, he is a very poor actor. All throughout Kung Fu, he was lame. Even in the Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2 movies, he was lame in that as well. Anyways, hate to talk bad about someone who's dead, but oh well, that's my opinion.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right. All right, next, a year later, 2010, Rue McClanahan. That might sound familiar. She was the old lady in the Golden Girls, the short one. Dies at the age of 76. Next, Gunsmoke actor James Arness. Passed away in 2011 of natural causes at the age of 88. And I do believe James Arness played a Frankenstein role because he was so big. He was very tall. He was a big guy. And I'm pretty sure James Arness was one of the first ones to play Frankenstein. All right, dying in 2016 is Muhammad Ali. We all know him as a famous boxer. He was 74. Dies of respiratory illness. I'm not sure if he had Parkinson or what was the disease he had. Anyone? I think he same as same as what Michael J. Fox there. Couldn't control his muscles.
Okay, that's Parkinson's.
Yeah, they don't mention it here, but he had it pretty bad. All right, so last on my list, a lawyer. In 2021, F. Lee Bailey, a very famous American criminal defense attorney, he defended Sam Shepard, who they made a TV series about, the one-armed, The Fugitive. Remember that? That was based on a real story about Sam Shepard. He also represented the Boston Strangler, Patty Hearst, and O.J. Simpson. He dies at the age of 87. All right. Anyone wanting to check in or any comments or questions, please come now before we start today's events in history.
You're a 5'9", right this moment, so I'll check in. VE3, VYT.
All right. I think you're a 5'9" too, Edward. VE3 VYT. Where are you? At home?
Oh, no, it won't last. I'm in the flats of Bronte Creek Provincial Park, and approaching 10 o'clock, and so the park ranger is following me out of the park because I'm probably the last guy.
Hey, Harry, we got one that won't leave.
And I says, well, I just gotta have another minute here because I'm talking to a guy in Argentina. You know, it doesn't happen every day.
Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue.
Kicked out by Yogi the Bear. Oh, geez. Very good. That is funny.
Him and I are going to get to know each other real well over the next month because summer's here and they're open till at least 10.
There you go. They're going to remember your vehicle.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, it was a good evening. Propagation was really good during the gray line. I went from a guy in, or where the hell was it? There was Missouri to a guy in the Northwest Territories to somebody in Argentina, followed by a guy in Chile.
Oh, wow. Very good. Very good. All from the park, eh? I know earlier this afternoon I couldn't hear anybody around here, but I was picking up Central Africa and Tunisia and Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, crazy.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yes. It was a short dropout around 9:25 for about 10 minutes. Everything went blank, but then it came back.
Yeah, yeah. It was probably trying to tell you something, Edward.
I was thinking to myself, I didn't bring any flashlights this time to clean up. I could end up doing a Pierre and leave my cable in the park.
Yes, sir. Those things do happen. Anyways, Edward, thanks so much for checking in and great signal coming into my location there. So good job.
So much for that. My signal will weaken, but I'll probably turn on the house radio once I get there. V3 VYT. I'll be listening.
All right, very good. Anyone else wishing to check in, please come now. All right, let's finish up on this day. Where are we here? Today in history, Hernando de Soto lands in Florida in 1539. Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto claims Florida for Spain. And that was in 1539. And then in 1540, de Soto crosses the Appalachians. Spanish conquistador de Soto is the first European to cross the Appalachian Mountains.
Were the hillbillies still there?
Yeah, they were probably all natives, Edward, more than likely.
Okay, he started the hillbillies. Very interesting.
Yep. Well, the hillbillies are more to the west of Florida. But yeah, lots of Spanish heritage there. All right, so let's go to Canada next, and the year is 1620. And we have the construction of the oldest stone church in French North America, called Notre Dame des Anges, which means Notre Dame of Angels in English. Construction begins in Quebec City, New France. Next, we've got Mackenzie's first expedition in 1789. Explorer and fur trader Alexander Mackenzie sets out on his first expedition to the Pacific from Fort Chipewyan and finds the Arctic Ocean instead. Oops, must have made a left turn at Albuquerque. In 1851, we have the first baseball uniforms are worn as the New York Knickerbockers don straw hats, white shirts, and blue long trousers. 1851, first uniforms worn. Next, in 1856, a gentleman by the name of Cullen Whipple patents a machine for making screws. Ooh. All right, so here it says in 1876, lacrosse is introduced in Britain and Canada. So I had to look this up because I do know that the natives started lacrosse. So it says here, lacrosse is North America's oldest team sport with roots dating back to the 11th century. Originating among indigenous nations, it was a deeply spiritual activity played to honor the Creator, settle disputes, and heal communities. Today, it has evolved into a highly organized global sport with both collegiate and professional leagues. In 1888, the baseball poem Casey at the Bat is first published by the San Francisco Examiner. 1889, the Canadian Pacific Railway is completed from coast to coast. Jumping to 1925, Goodyear's first advertising airship, later named Pilgrim, takes flight over Akron, Ohio. It is the first to fly using helium and the first to have an enclosed cabin. In 1935, 1,000 unemployed Canadian workers board freight cars in Vancouver, British Columbia, beginning a protest trek to Ottawa. Didn't hear about that. 1,000 unemployed Canadian workers. Now, if you remember last week, I mentioned Dunkirk, the people coming in on their regular boats to save uh, the soldiers that were backed up against the ocean. So it says here, on this day in 1940, the last British and French troops are evacuated from Dunkirk. So basically, it took a week to get everybody out. Next, we've got the Zoot Suit riots. In 1943, a mob of 60 from the Los Angeles Naval Reserve Armory beats up everyone perceived to be Hispanic, starting the week-long Zoot Suit riots. Never heard of that. Hey, how old do you think when the first bathing suit came out? Well, not this is a special bathing suit. In 1946, we have the first bikini bathing suit is displayed in Paris. In 1948, a 200-inch or 16.67-foot Hale telescope is dedicated at the Palomar Observatory. 1949, Dragnet is first broadcast on radio KFI in Los Angeles. And in 1959, we have the first U.S. Air Force Academy graduation in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I do think that's where all the Air Force train now, like the Top Gun guys and that in Colorado. Okay, now this next one's very cool. In 1959, U.S. President Eisenhower routes Canadian Prime Minister Diefenbaker a message off the moon. On June 3rd, 1959, U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower transmitted a historic congratulatory message to Canadian Prime Minister John Diefenbaker by bouncing the radio signal off the moon. The message was officially played on June 5th, 1959, to inaugurate the Prince Albert Radar Laboratory in Saskatchewan. During the opening ceremonies, Diefenbaker pushed a button that signaled lab staff to align the station's 84-foot antenna towards the moon. As the lab equipment picked up the reflected signal, Eisenhower's pre-recorded voice was broadcast to the audience over loudspeakers. Quote, I am delighted to greet you, Mr. Prime Minister, and the Canadian people on the occasion of opening the Prince Albert Radar Laboratory. The completion of this laboratory constitutes another major advance along the road of cooperative ventures between our two countries in defense research and other fields. The message had traveled approximately 500,000 miles, beaming up from Millstone Hill Radar Observatory in Massachusetts, reflecting off the lunar surface and returning to the Canadian prairies. This served as a dramatic technical demonstration of North American scientific cooperation during the Cold War. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock now, 10:02, and so I think we'll start the 7-3 round. I hope you all found the on this day interesting, especially the last part here.
Yeah, that's EME, Earth, Moon, Earth. Some of the most amazing antenna setups you will ever see. Never mind your 5 or 6 element multi-band HF beams. If you want to see some nice antennas, check out those Earth, Moon, Earth antennas.
Oh, geez, yeah, now they've got them where it'll actually follow. You put it on a tripod, point your antenna at the moon, and as the Earth spins, uh, the signal adjusts, the antenna adjusts itself automatically. It's really cool.
You got the Arecibo Observatory facility. I can't remember where that was. Somewhere in South America, was it not? That big, huge satellite dish built into the ground. The centerpiece was held up by 3 towers and the cables that collapsed, but that's a good example of that. That was Brazil.
Yeah, the Arecibo antenna, which is decommissioned at the moment, and it's probably all been taken apart. Yeah, the Arecibo antenna.
Yeah, I just can't remember the location. Unfortunately, it's not taken apart for the moment. I heard that it's taken apart permanently. They're not rebuilding it.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, I was in South America somewhere, I think. Chile, maybe?
Actually, I think you might be right on that one. I'm just trying to remember the location, but yes, it's South America somewhere. Now that you mentioned Chile, I think you might be right on that one.
Oh, it says here the Arecibo was in Puerto Rico.
Okay, we're both wrong. And now that you mention it, that's the location. Thank you. Couldn't remember that. As I said, Colts next.
Yeah, you would think the mountains of Peru or Chile or something where it's high up there. But yeah, yeah, you don't have to be high, I guess. All right. Any other comments or check-ins? Come now. All right, let's go to the top. And Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt, you're up first.
All right, Chuck. Hey, 73 to everybody on frequency. And one comment about that. Bob Zimmerman used to work for NATO, and he also was at that satellite dish in Puerto Rico. So he is now a silent key, but he used to be in Hamilton for a while and got himself a Canadian call sign. But he had the Puerto Rican call sign, no problems for Bob. That's what he used to call it. So that was NP4B, no problems for Bob. Anyway, 73 to everybody on frequency. Nice job, Chuck. Thank you. VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Okay, Rick, very good. Yeah, that's a cool call sign. I like that. All right, Rick. Well, tomorrow, let's see, I should be able to stream the Transprovincial Net at 3 p.m. on behalf of the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club and the Canadian Warplane Museum with you and Marty at the controls tomorrow between 3 and 4 on 7.100. So we'll see you then, Rick.
Okay, thank you for that, 73.
All right, 7.3. Next, let's go to Chris, VA3 WPG.
Not much here. I've taken up enough time with my fog machine stuff, but it is somewhat electrical related, so it is somewhat related here. Electrical components. Other than that, got nothing else. 73, everyone. Oh, and thanks to Mac for confirming my concerns about the non-proprietary components versus the proprietary. Okay, VA3 WPG 73 to everyone, and have a good one. Catch you next time.
All right, Chris, thanks for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure. Next, let's bring in Bare Naked Women, VE3 BNW. How about Mark, VA3 Hotel Echo Sierra? Let's see if Vanya's there, VA3 XLJ. Let's bring in Mr. Jim Stafford, who doesn't like spiders or snakes, VA3 IMW.
And that ain't what it takes to love me. And there you go. It's Thursday tomorrow, so the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club will meet on 446.125 at 7 p.m. If all goes well, I'll be the net controller, and we'll be streaming on YouTube as well, etc., etc. Thanks for doing this one, Chuck. Certainly appreciate it. Great way to spend a Wednesday evening. 7-3's one and all.
Okay, very good. And you said the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club. I think you meant the Lake Ontario Radio Club, but it's all good. Tomorrow at 7, 446.125. All right, who's next? We've got Matt, if he's available. Victor Echo 3, Sierra Mike November.
I am available. Chuck, thanks for another great net and good trivia and a couple of good laughs, of course. That's the best part. VE3 SMN 73 to everyone on net. Thanks for what you do, Chuck, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, 7-3, Matt. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And hopefully I can talk to you before you take off on Friday. If not, Have a great weekend, buddy. Next is, who is next? That would be Larry, VE3LBI.
Yep, we're still here, Chuck. Thanks for doing it. Time for me to take the dog out, so right on time. And again, enjoy your rest of the week, everybody. 7-3 for now, VE3LBI.
Okay, Larry, thank you. And we look forward to Friday as Larry is net controller for the Friday night ZOE Rag Chew on the VE3 ZOE repeater 443075 with a positive offset only. And that's at 8 p.m. on Friday. Mac will be streaming that under his call sign on YouTube, VA3IMW. Next, we've got Vern, but I think he's in the house now, VA3CRF. Now let's go to Mike, VE3 Echo Golf Echo. Let's see if Cal is there, VA3 CDV. And finally, Victor Echo 3, Victor Yankee Tango. All right, are there any last call stations who would like to check in for tonight's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is Chuck in Hamilton, VA3CJZ. All right, well, tonight I count 16 check-ins. I may have one or two from the YouTube stream that I did not enter. I will go over that after. But thank you all so much for joining me for another edition of the AREG Net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves and made the time go by for you on this Wednesday evening. And I look forward to doing it all again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, be safe and be kind to one another. This is VA3CJZ saying so long for now. 7-3.